If I'm observing and I'm accepting and I'm understanding, I can probably start to do something in training. I can make choice. There's a story, teaching story, it's in the Yoga Sutras, that talks about the method of training. It's an analogy of the way a farmer waters the field. May not be true now in modern factory farms. I had occasion one time to be on an old-fashioned farm in India, and I watched this farmer with sluice gates. Do you know what a sluice gate is in farming? The idea is that if you have the field not be perfectly level, and there's a source of water, a stream or a pump, something putting the water. And you know the way they dig the little troughs, they bring a trough of dirt and put the seeds in there. And a sluice gate can be either a piece of board or just a little pile of dirt. This man's farm, it was just a little pile of dirt. At the entrance point to each one of those troughs was a little pile of dirt. And then there was a trough going down beside. And so when the water came in, he allowed the water come in from a pump, from a what do you call artesian well, and it would be there, and he'd go out with his hand, and he would just with the hand remove the dirt from this thing, and the water would go running down that little trough, that little furrow. The water would go running down, and then he would remove the one on the next one. The water would go running down there, and then when it got watered, he'd put a piece of dirt back there so that that one didn't get all the water. And just systematically, it's called a sluice gate. I have no idea where the word comes from. But you remove the sluice gate and the water flows. Then you remove the sluice gate and the water flows into the next one. So the whole field is operated with these sluice gates. All of the plants are watered not by applying water, old-fashioned way, not by applying water, but by removing the obstacle. That's the metaphor. That this kind of learning does not occur by addition. It's a completely different way of learning. All of us have been to school. It's the way we were trained in school that learning is something is done, typically it's done by adding in. Here's the book, here's the information. Teacher has the information, student doesn't. Teacher gives the information, student learns it, takes the exam, gets an A. But it's learning by addition, adding in new information. In meditation, when what we're trying to do is experience the eternal center of consciousness that was never born and never died and all that kind of stuff, when that's what we're trying to experience, it's done like a sluice gate. The learning that is done, the reading of books, the friendly conversations, the satsangs, the time together that ought to be fun, in my opinion. It ought to be just fun to get together and hang out, I think. But the reason for doing all of that is not to learn something. It's to learn how to unlearn. It's to learn how to remove the obstacles. It's to learn to be how to be a farmer, removing sluice gates. That's where the understanding comes from. So what are you going to train? When it talks about training each of the levels of our being, and we talked about systematic, it means I train my body, it means I train my breath, I train my conscious mind, and I train my unconscious mind. And train myself how to be in relationship with other human beings. Even husbands. Takes a little patience for that.